We thank God. The response has been very, very encouraging because this is what I really love to do, and by the grace of God, it's been very fulfilling. Though we faced a little bit of challenges from the beginning, like any new businesses, but the way Nigerians and the whole of Africa and the rest of the world is embracing African fashion right now, and even our pop music, African music, and food. So the entertainment industry in Nigeria is also promoting the fashion industry as well.
Okay.
So the it's quite encouraging, I would say.
Okay. Looking around your store, one would see a strong presence of African designs and all that. Is it deliberate? Or is that the focus of?
It is deliberate because the whole idea is to promote, because if we don't promote our own culture and our own way of dressing, nobody else is going to do that for us. It's we Africans, Nigerians, that has to showcase what we have to the rest of the world. So it's not that we do make some clothes for people based on order that is more Western than African. However, we don't want to be lost in the big industry. We want to have our own identity so that anywhere in the world where you see our collection, you can say, oh, this must be from an African designer. And that is why we have concentrated so much in using African print, and to consciously promote African culture.
Okay. Talking about how you run your store, is it the case that you do designs and people come in and pick, or they bring fabrics and you sew for them?
Yes, we do both custom made and ready to wear. Because of our culture, we do ashwebi, we do party, so everybody wants to have their own fabric and to have their own style. So because of that, of the environment where we operate in, the whole aim is to service people and to meet people's needs. So we do custom made, people do bring in their fabrics and we make for them. And we also have ready to wear that gives other people the opportunity of having a taste of what we do, that they do not necessarily need to come into the store. They can buy online, they can order via social media, and that's it.
Okay. Why did you decide to go into fashion?
Why did I decide to go into fashion? Okay. There was a time in my life that I find out that the most important thing for you in life is to do what you really love. That the day you do what you love, that is the day you actually stop working. So it becomes fun instead of work. And then by mid-90s, when I was trying to really search within, what am I really here for? What can I really do that I won't be tired of? I won't need to retire from that life. So I find out that I've always had flair for fashion. I love good clothes. I love people dressing well. So I remember when I was going to registry to get married, even though my husband lived in Western world, and he was to buy me clothes to wear to the registry. I told him, you don't have to do that. Just bring me fabric so I can make what I really want. So he brought me the fabric from Western world, and I gave it to a nearby tailor that this and this is what I wanted. And that was what I wore to my registry over 30 years ago. So from there on, I knew that I always want to do fashion to make people look good. And since then, it has been a wonderful experience.
How did you come up with the name of the brand?
Biola Brentwood. Okay. My first name is Biola. When we first started the business, it was a joint business with my husband.
How many years ago?
This was 1994. So we started out with men's clothing, and it was called Brentwood then. So we were making clothes for men, and I was also making for women. So when I had the opportunity of actually training as a fashion designer, I had the privilege of actually training outside the country. So after that, I was now looking for a brand name. And because of the customers I've been servicing since mid 90s, I didn't want the name Brentwood to be lost. I still want to identify with my old customers. And I know Brentwood sounds so foreign. So I had to coin it with my first name. So that wherever the Biola name speaks of African origin and the Brentwood, it makes it so easy for everybody to identify with. So it's a combination of both local and foreign, you know, name.
Okay. But even the
combined.
Brentwood, why did you choose Brentwood?
The name Brentwood, it has been the business name that we've been using as a family business. So, and because, like I said, we started together in mid 90s, and we've had Brentwood, so it was the business name that my husband chose to use. Yeah.
And what has been the response from the women folk about your brand?
It has been really, 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 really wonderful, I must say, because every woman wants to look good. And once you make a woman to look good, she becomes your friend forever. So it's been really good. We haven't done so much of marketing or advertisement, and we've been relying so much on referral. So it's even been a challenge keeping up with the demand, because the quality of what we do speaks for itself. So we get referral from satisfied customers, and it's been very, very encouraging.
Okay. So can you define your clients in terms of the kind of women you design for?
Okay. So Biola Brentwood designs graceful and grandeur apparel. And how did we come up with graceful and grandeur apparel? It's actually from the scriptures.
Okay.
Exodus 30:31, that you're going to design, clothes for beauty and for glory. So our main focus is to design clothes that makes a woman look beautiful and that glorifies God. Because if you notice what we do, we don't really follow the norm. The main focus is that, does it make you look beautiful and does it glorify God? So that is the secret behind the design. First, it must look beautiful and it must be decent enough. So from our clothing, you can wear it from party to church, or you can wear it from party to mosque. And for most of our customers, they are mostly women with the fear of God. They are women of substance, and they are women that love good taste. And at the same time, they want to appear beautiful and dress in a way that glorifies God. For the design of today, okay, like I said earlier, is the turn for Africa, and for anybody that understand what is going on right now. Africa is the next continent on the stage. Asia, they are even looking into Africa. The rest of the world, they are looking into Africa. And because the Afro music actually took stage all over the world, that also affected fashion and food, like I said. So right now, for African clothing, you go to stores all over the world, you see African print and all of that. So we have Adire. Some designers, they are doing wonderfully well with Adire. We have some designers doing wonderfully well with Ashoke. So you see brides, everyone with African roots, either Nigerian or other Africans, they are embracing Nigerian fashion. When they want to get married, they want to use our Ashoke. We have customers all over the world. We have in Australia, we have in UK, in Canada, in US. And when people want to step out, they want to wear something that speaks of Africa. And the thing is that I personally have had experience where we dress up, we going for party. In Western world, white people will stop you and appreciate what you wear. Sometimes they even take your picture. I mean, is that fascinating? And right now, I think the focus is on Africa and what Africa has to offer in terms of fashion and music.
Do you take some of your products abroad to sell?
Yes, we have a store in Toronto to service the customers in diaspora, and we also have online press. We have a website where you can buy online anywhere in the world. You can order from anywhere, and the logistics system in Nigeria has also helped that within 3 to 5 business days you order clothes, you receive it anywhere in the world.
Do you have a training academy to train people in terms of fashion?
Yes. Right now, we do not have a training academy, but it's one of our future plans, because the thing is that when you know so much, it's important you pass on what you know to other people. So the legacy and the idea can continue to grow. But however, right now, we concentrate on building the brand. And once the brand is well built, our next stage will be to have a training academy where we can actually pass on what we know to other people.
Can you put us through to some of the challenges that Biola Brentwood have been through the years of its development?
Okay. Yeah. In every environment and every business, there is no environment where you operate business without any challenges. I would say the primary challenge that most fashion designers, and I'm not different, is electricity supply. We invested so much in power supply, like you have to buy diesel generator. We operate with 40 kV diesel generator, and you have to spend so much on diesel to generate power, and that makes the overhead on the product to be expensive, because we meet deadlines. Either you are doing ready to wear or you are doing custom made, it's about meeting deadline. Your ready to wear have the time that it has to be available, and custom made too is even worse when it comes to deadline. So the challenge we've had is to generate your own electricity, because the power system is epileptic, and human power is another challenge. That the government, we do not have an organized system for fashion industry to really thrive. In Western world, you have training institutes where people go through, and fashion is not just knowing about how to sew and cut clothes. There's the illustration part, there's the pattern making part, there's the sewing part, you have the embellishment aspect, you have the marketing aspect as well. So, but here we all kind of, juggle here and there. But the privilege I have of actually training professionally in Western world as a designer made it a little bit easier for me, that I can navigate through those sectors, those departments I just mentioned. However, you can't do it all by yourself. You need people. So what I do is that when we take in employee, we train them as much as possible in a particular area where we believe the person can function maximally.